Thursday, December 31st. There is the closing bell, guys, with the S&Ps finishing the day up 25 points to end 2020's trading session. We're finishing the year on a positive note. So let's dive right in and break this market down. We'll start with the S&P 500, guys, and wow, we're seeing an insane pop in the final minutes of trade. People are loading up to finish the year very strong. We zoom out a bit, we take a look at the night session, guys, and it was trending down for the most part until about 5 in the morning. We saw a little pop, however, we consolidated from there. Things didn't get going until 2 p.m. We just erupted, bouncing off this level, moving over 30 points, finishing the day up 27 points here in the futures, and they're still trading. They're still getting bids in the final minutes. We take a look, how did the S&P 500 finish on the year? We're finishing up 15%. Not too shabby. For the fact being down over 30% at one point in March, we made a nice reversal and we're finishing the year very strong. Let's move on over and take a look at the NASDAQ and see how the top 100 technology stocks did today. We can see for the most part the NASDAQ consolidated through the night session and got dumped hard going into noon. However, it erupted as well, with the S&P 500 getting a huge bid coming in here in the final 12 minutes of trade, and we're still seeing some strong buying coming in to finish up the year. These futures close at 415. However, they're still getting some nice action going in. How did the NASDAQ finish the year? Well, on a year to date, this NASDAQ futures are finishing up 44.9%. Wow, technology was an amazing trade this year, and it was down over 20% back in March. Let's take a look at the Big Five and see how it did today. We take a look at the Big Five, guys, and it was down 0.3%. It lagged our NASDAQ and it put stress on the S&Ps. However, we're raging across the board. How did the Big Five finish on the year? Well, on the year to date, it's up 55.5%. So it did an amazing job. It did its role for the year. I don't blame it for being down on the final trading session of 2020. It did a lot of lifting, and it's a main reason why we're at the current levels we are across the board in this marketplace. Let's move on over and take a look at the small caps and see what's going on. We can see today that the Russell is actually red, down 0.18%. We take a closer look at it. It saw a nice dump in the final minutes of trade, making it go red to finish the year. Now, these small caps on a year to date finished up 18%. So the small caps actually outperformed the S&P 500, but we're seeing some selling in the final minutes of trade. Question becomes, will that continue into 2021 and that money rotate into other sectors? Speaking of other sectors, let's see how everything did across the board. And we can see today the utilities were on fire, up 1.5%. What else is up? Well, the financials are up 1.25%, and the financials are breaking higher. This is going to be the trade of 2021. If these financials can get out of this hole, get up and make new highs, it's going to be very promising for across the board. The financials help a lot of stocks, and on a year to date, they finished down 5%. So this is a sector that couldn't get positive on the year. Another sector that couldn't get positive on the year, and it's our only sector down today, that's the XLE, down 0.84% today. However, on the year to date, down 37%. This is another sector. So the financials and energy are two sectors to look forward in going into 2021. We take a look at it. It's consolidating here the past 7 trading sessions. So this is looking pretty nasty, guys, and it could be time to get some bids back higher, guys. And if it does, with the financials, this market is going to grind higher. I don't care what you say. What else is up today? Well, everything up. Software's up, technology's up. They're up a decent amount to finish the year very strong. Let's take a look at the advanced decline line and see how the S&P 100 finished. And we can see the AD line today, 86 advancing, 15 declining. We haven't seen an AD line this strong in quite some time. We're almost a 90-10. That's what you want to see. You want to see full correlation to one direction, either up or down. This is leaning to the upside, and It's not what you'd like to see if you're shorting this marketplace. However, there's no reason for us to go down. Shorts are getting squeezed and this market is just grinding higher. Do you blame it? We're printing so much money. Where is that money going? Into stocks, guys. It's going to keep pushing this market higher until the music stops playing. So with equities up for the most part, Russell's selling off here. How are our bonds looking? And we can see that the bonds are up 0.05%. Call it flat on the day. So these bonds are consolidating here, guys. A move is going to be made here very shortly. When? Maybe in the first week of January, maybe in the month of January. However, I just can't see the bonds just keep on just doing this. It's like it's dead in the water. We take a look at it on the day. They had some huge action here at 1 o'clock. That's a big position. 30,000 contracts nearly in the ZB futures, guys. I don't know if that was a dump or if that was a buy. We trended down shortly after. However, on a volume profile, we're right here in the middle of the histogram, guys. So this is right where the price wants to be, and it's going to need some catalyst to get these bonds moving, either up or down. If the bonds move up, that means that equities are selling off, and the bonds move down, that means equities are rallying. So my guess is for the bonds to break down. And when we look at the TNX is the 10-year treasury yield. It's consolidating up here for the most part. We're seeing some selling here. However, it could quickly get back higher, and we can see this 10-year yield go up over 1%, which we haven't seen since around March. Let's move on over and take a look at the volatility index. And we can see today that the VIX futures are down 0.32%. You see how it finished the day? Well, we got a pop around noon and faded back down. How did the VVIX trade? The VVIX measures volatility of volatility. We tanked, bounced off that 110 line, and kind of sizzled out from there. On the bigger picture here, the VVIX is still elevated, guys. If we zoom out into weeklies, we're sitting at a level very high. You know, the VVIX wants to probably get back down into this range, but with so much going on in this world, this is the new norm, it seems like, this 115 level that we're just sitting at, 110 to 115. We'll see if that can continue into 2021, but ultimately, if we see a rally in equities, it should just force this down. Maybe we kiss 100 before bouncing higher, and that could be a couple more months. Let's move on over and take a look at the dollar index and our commodities. And we can see today that the dollar got a nice pop, up 0.27%. We take a closer look at it, and it got a nice bid. Dollar finishing strong to close out the year. However, on a year to date, this dollar was down 7%. Dollar got weak in 2020. Do you blame it? We printed over $4 trillion out of the air. Boom. It's going to devalue your currency. How did gold and silver do? Well, gold is actually up today with the dollar, and gold is finishing the year over 1900. That's a nice level to finish the year strong. On a year-to-date, gold finished up 24%. How did silver do on a year-to-date basis? Silver did 46% this year, guys, and it's down today, but gold is carrying its weight. Now we move on to Bitcoin, guys, and Bitcoin put in a new all-time high today and finishing the day at 29.2K. Hit 29.7. It's still going to be trading tomorrow. It's going to trade through the weekend. We might come here on Monday and see 30,000. On a year to date, Bitcoin was up over 300%. We came into the year around 7K, and now we're finishing close to 30. Let's move on over and take a look at our SPX and see our expected move for next week. So we take a look at the SPX this week. We only had 4 trading sessions. We expected 61 points, and we came just a few points shy of hitting that upper edge. Here was the midline on the week. We stayed positive throughout the week, and we're just coming close to hitting that upper edge. So with next week having 5 trading sessions, what's the expected move? So we go over to the trade tab and we take a look for the January ace. That's going to be 8 days out, 93 points of expected move. That is a wider move after seeing 57 and 61 an extra day. It's a little bit wider. We take a look at next week's expected move, and boy, is that wide, with the upper edge taking us to 38.48 and the lower edge 36.63. I have a gut feeling we're going to come out very strong to start the first week of 2021. This upper edge could easily be tagged, guys. What's the catalyst? Well, we have a Georgia runoff on Tuesday, and that could give it some boost. Whatever the results are, if the market likes, it could easily hit this upper edge, guys. There you have it, guys, for the stock market breakdown, guys. There are no top stocks on the day. I didn't want to force a ticker that I didn't really like across the board. However, I will be posting a top stocks of 2020 tomorrow. We have no trade tomorrow, but I will make a nice video for you guys looking for some of the top stocks in 2020 going forward into 2021. Maybe I do a year outlook for you guys where I can see the markets going across the board. It will be a macro view for the year of 2021. Look for that video tomorrow, guys. But for the most part, it's New Year's Eve. Enjoy yourselves, guys. Take time away from the markets and just live your life. Enjoy everything, your friends, your family, and just have a good time. But on that note, guys, I will see you in tomorrow for no breakdown, but I will be posting some top stocks on the year. But with that, but on that note, guys, I will see you later. Oh my goodness. But on that note, guys, I will see you tomorrow. Take care. Peace.